Let's start with you. Come on down.
Good job.
Why did the oyster not share his food? He's shellfish. You know, a lot of important things were invented in China, right? Like paper, porcelain, gunpowder. One thing not invented in China, though, the car. Yeah, there was this sailor, right? He got hired, this new sailor. And so they go sailing around, right? And then after about 6 months, he's talking to his buddy. He's like, hey, when are we going to go back to port? You know, I'm getting kind of horny, right? And his buddy's like, no, we're not going to go back to port for like 6 months. And he's like, what? He's like, what the hell? Like, I can't wait that long. He's like, well, have you tried the barrel? And he's like, no, what's that? So they take him to this little room, and there's this barrel with the hole in it, right? And he's like, there you go. So he's like, fucking the barrel, right? But it's working pretty good, you know? So he tells his buddy, he's like, yeah, that worked out really well, you know? I think I'll use the barrel every day. He's like, well, every day, but Sunday, right? He's like, oh, you can't use it on Sunday? He's like, yeah, you can, but Sunday's your day in the barrel. What do you call a person that can make a business suit really fast?
What?
Taylor Swift. Yeah, I think Pride Month just ended, but Pride Month needs a mascot, you know? And I think I have the perfect one. The flamingo. Right, they're pink, they love to dance, you know? And they're a non-predatory bird. Yeah, they only eat like brine shrimp and algae. Nobody gives a damn about no brine shrimp. Anyway, you know, even like, do you know what a group of flamingos is called? It's not called a flock. No, they're called a flamboyance. Right? How gay is that, right? Yeah, even the name flamingo is flaming O. Like, flaming O. That's a burning butthole. And you know, whenever you hear a guy like bragging about how big his dick is, right? It's usually the opposite, you know? They usually have a little tiny dick. Like I was talking to this guy the other day, he was like, oh man, my dick is so big, I'm hung like a horse. I was like, yeah, right, I'm like a seahorse. What do you call an Australian, or what did the Australian chess player say to the waiter? He said, checkmate. Yeah, I think Shaquille O'Neal's like the happiest man on earth, right? You know, he's like always so jolly and stuff, and everyone's always so loving towards him. I think because he's never been messed with. You know, how are you gonna bully someone who's so tall that his crotch is in your face? They're like, hey Shaq, give me your lunch money. Never mind. You know that whole thing where it's like they ask women like if you were alone in the woods and would you rather meet a bear or a strange man, right? And a lot of women are actually choosing the bear, you know. But I think that's just ignorance of bear knowledge. Because I ran into a bear in the woods once. Yeah, and he fucked the shit out of me. Yeah, you know it's weird how language changes over time, right? You know, like nowadays, if a guy came up to me and told me he was gonna blow my brains out, I wouldn't know whether to run away or pull my pants down. Yeah, this past year, scientists, for the first time, they documented 2 male humpback whales having sex. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? You know, Warner Brothers is already gonna make a movie about them. Yeah, they're called Humpback Mountain. Yeah, I've had sex with all different types of women, you know, like white, black, Asian, Mexican. In my opinion, Asian women give the best blowjobs. Yeah. If any of you ladies like to prove me wrong, you can meet me in the bathroom later. Yeah, it's cool being in the army, you know. You know, it's weird, whatever. I was in the 1st Cavalry Division Fort Hood. It was weird being the only Asian person. Yeah, every day people just look at me like, are we supposed to shoot this guy? Yeah, you know, the rapper Macklemore came out with a new pro-Palestine song a couple weeks back. Yeah, called Hind's Hall. You know, most people that aren't paying attention to the war, you know, they don't know anything about Hind Rajab. You know, I'm Generation X, so I know all about her story and stuff. One thing I don't know as Generation Xer, though, is who the fuck is Macklemore? Alright, on with this last joke. You know, comedians will always tell you 2 things, right? They'll always tell you when they just get booked on a show, and they'll always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get laid last week, so. I'm an 210, I'm out here, thank you.
Ow!